Okay, so I'm going to break this up now. I'm going to show you how to use this for a bit of upper body strength. And this is another one, great for a grappler, great for great for a rugby player, great for a powerlifter who does a lot of benching because it's just another variation. So I'm going to get this, I'm going to have to hug it, I'm going to have to roll, and I'm going to have to get it on me, right? And then from here, I'm going to press it, right? So just a normal press. What I can also do, I can lift my hips up, and what I'll do is I can press from that position, or as I press up, drop my hips, or I can press and I can lift my hips. There's a few variations, right? First one being, do a few reps just like that, yeah? They're pretty difficult. If you want to be a bit more explosive with it, you can lift your hips, and then as I drop those hips, I will press and up, right? Drop, press. Or I can start here, and I can do my hips and my arms and explode. Boom, boom. Okay, or I can just press some more if I want, a bit more of a bridge press. I can hold this position, I can lift my legs up, I can extend. There's a few options available to you. Oh, dropped that before. But it's just giving you some options with a sandbag that you might not have thought about, where you can, again, if you're a grappler, a rugby player, you want to get people off you. For me, a heavy sandbag, because you can do these quite heavy as well, you know, depending on your strength, you know, relative to you. Boy, it feels good. It feels more like wrestling a body. So, what we can do, if we want to have a bit of fun with it, and we've got the space and some matting, is we can get this, and I'm going to roll all the way over with it. So I'm going to do like that, like that, and then back, roll, and then back, and then I can roll, bang, press, boom, boom, press, roll, boom, press, roll. You get the picture. You can have some fun with it. Just realised I put sand everywhere as well. Not too much, just little fine particles. So many bloody mats that I've mocked. So, you've got the basic pressing, the bridge press, the power pressing. Again, don't go mental with it. I prefer that because I'm switching from one movement to another. So rather than just, because, you know, this, I think it's better, you know, from a, it's debatable. Bench isn't, I don't think bench is bad. I quite like bench. It's still a movement that I think's got some value. I think people have written it off a bit too early. But then again, you can argue dumbbells and kettlebells and all that stuff are better, earthquake bars, there's all sorts of blah, 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 blah. I like that though. That feels better for me. I like that power. I like that boom of an awkward thing that I'm pushing off me. Definitely feels better for grappling. Definitely feels better for just, you know, being prepared in general. You know, if a motherfucker isn't being a gentleman, and at some point, most of the dudes out there, but for women too, always try and be courteous, always try and walk away, turn the other cheek, but be prepared. That's, for me, I am like going to avoid violence at all costs until the point where it's unavoidable, or it's, I don't know, it's to save someone from harm, like a family member, a friend, a member of the, whatever. And at that point, I'm going to go at you with extreme prejudice, and I'm going to use everything at my disposal, right? Whatever happens, happens. That's kind of all, it's been my mentality ever since I finally learned how to channel it and to fight. For me, that moment was getting in a cage. Until then, I've been in confrontations, and to be fair, what I did always like was, after you'd thrown that first punch, right, in a fight, even before I learned how to fight properly and some karate, it was freeing, because you've just all that angst, it's just rage, you don't feel anything, it's amazing. It is. Because I was someone who got beat up a lot, I got smashed in a lot, man, it's unlocked something like this. But that's what I love about it. Makes you feel like a kid again. But yeah, I was a victim. You know, I got jumped, I got stamped on, honestly, I got some bad beatings. Hear that? That's from being fucking kicked in the face and stamped on that. That's why my jaw's like that. Caused all sorts of problems with my teeth and that. It's fucking nightmare. I'm still fixing them now. But I was a victim. And inside me, I had this, I don't know what to describe it other than like almost like a primal side to me that had developed and was waiting to be given permission, because he was angry, he was pissed off, he'd been a victim all his entire life, he was scared all the time, he had to change who he was, he had to shrink himself, he had to hide himself. You know, I definitely have some neurodiversity if he's not become a parent already, you know, and I learned to mask that as well. I just learned to not fucking be me, man. Oh, fuck, that really has unlocked something. But, and then got into this martial arts training, right? And then, you know, get to the point of, I knew if I did the strength and conditioning, right, that was the thing I was good at right from the start. I just knew, I researched, I was obsessed with it. And even though we weren't from the, you know, from a little club, we had a good coach, he had some knowledge, he just didn't get the respect he deserved. And I knew he slept on us. But I also knew that I had an edge with strength and conditioning. I knew I was ahead, and that was my strength. So that's what I went with, to be prepared physically. And a lot of this stems from stuff I learned then as well. I'm just blending it together. And I was prepared, but I'm getting in that cage. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've seen my training partners who are great in the gym freeze and get punched in the face for 3 rounds. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to be. I've done everything psychologically I can do to prepare. I'm ready. And something was inside me came out, and it was, as my mate said, he said it was like minimal skill, like 50% skill, but like 50%, 100% savage. It was like something was unlocked from me, you know what I mean? And it was freeing. It was very freeing. I'm not in a rush to do that to him. I don't. Even then, I felt, the thing is, he was there. We'd both agreed to the terms, and I was free to do what I wanted to do to that guy. And there was someone there to stop it if it got too bad either side. Perfect conditions. I don't ever want to get into a street competition. I've only actually had to do it once, and that was dead simple. He was pissed. I was pissed. I choked him out. I gave him the bouncer. Dead easy. You know, he was beating up my mate's little brother. I stopped it. It's the only time, and I'm not in a rush to get involved in any of that chaos. But back to my whole point. We all have that inside us, I think. We all have that, and men, you need it, man. You need it. Because you might have to protect your family one day from a fucking knife-wielding maniac on the fucking train. You might have to get involved in some shit. I've been in situations where I have done, and I've helped. I've also been in situations where I was scared to act. I didn't act soon enough, or act in the way I wanted to. And I'm trained to be prepared for that too. That if I need to, my body ain't going to fail me. I can move quickly, I can defend, I can protect, I can neutralise. That's what I'm training for. Just give you a little insight. Sorry I got a little bit emotional there, but I think good training, I think it heals you physically and emotionally. So now let's get back on to some more fun stuff.